What's up, everybody? It's Stuck in Carbonite, and today I am super excited to review and go over this Serpentor from Super 7's Reaction Plus line for G.I. Joe. If you do not know, this is Super 7's G.I. Joe figure line that are all O-rings. So if you've heard of the reaction figures that Super 7 makes for all types of brands, G.I. Joe, Transformers, heck, they do metal bands, all types of stuff. If you've seen those figures, they're all 5 points of articulation, like this Snake Eyes here that I have. This is what Super 7 used to do, right? These type of GI Joes that you can still purchase, but they also have these new ones, which I think a lot of people are really excited about, is these O-rings. So yeah, we'll take a look at Serpentor. He is my first one that I've purchased so far. He is part of Wave 2. I cannot speak. But I believe so far, if we take a look at the back of the card art, you can see all of the ones that they have released so far. So you got Tomax and Zaymot, you got Cover Girl, Cobra Commander, the Cobra Bat, Snake Eyes, the Fatal Fluffy, Serpentor, of course, Ramar, Duke, all those cool characters. And we're going to have some even more cool characters that were just revealed recently that I am super excited about. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's the file card if you want to, pause the video and read that. But yeah, I think they did a good job as far as the packaging. They really harken back to that old school Real American Hero packaging. Trying to mimic that, and it looks really nice. So funny enough, I've actually never owned a 3 3/4 Serpentor ever. I'm obviously too young to, have owned the original. But this is this is probably as close as I'm gonna get, and I'll share more of my thoughts on that later. But yeah, let's get this dude opened and take a look at Serpentor. All right, guys. So here's Serpentor out of the package. He only comes with one accessory, and I have a few of my other vintage Joes behind him, so we can kind of compare the two and see how they add up to each other, what's better, what's worse, look at those type of things. Just as a forewarning, I know that some people have had issues with their Super 7 Reaction Plus figures, like the O-rings being too tight, so it looks like they're always tilted, like the torso. This Serpentor doesn't seem to have that problem, but I will say, I think it's simply because of his hood piece in the back that's kind of making him top heavy. I kind of have to position him leaning forward a little bit so he'll stand up correctly. So I did notice that as I was trying to stand him up here to get ready for the review. But first off, let's just go over with this one accessory, which is this dagger. And it looks really nice. Handle, nice sculpted handle, and a real shiny, very shiny blade. Looks really good. But yeah, that's all he comes with. I kind of wish he would have came with his snake spears, that he takes off of his shoulders here and he throws at people. I thought that would have been cool. Or a staff, like the Cobra staff, like that the classified figure came with. I think that would have been awesome. But yeah, first glance, I mean, this figure looks absolutely amazing. It's honestly a really good sculpt, and I must say I'm very pleased with the way he looks. And I love, love, love how the snake heads aren't like molded down like the old figure. They're actually sticking up because in the cartoon and in the G.I. Joe movie from 1987, these things are moving around constantly. So I think that's actually kind of cool. And there's just a lot of nice sculpt work. The face looks really good. For an O-ring figure, I think it looks awesome. Oh, I don't know why the camera did that. That sucks. But the face looks really awesome. You got the armor plating, and the texture of his suit. Two different, styles basically. Looks really good. The armor, the green armor that goes around his legs and his arms looks pretty sweet. And the gauntlets, you have this one gauntlet over here. They're two different styles. So you have that one, and if I'm not mistaken, doesn't he use this gauntlet for his chariot? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And then also he has, the Cobra head on this side. So yeah, overall really nice design for the figure. I have heard that some people say that the texture of the cape is different, and I can honestly tell just by looking at the figure that the texture was going to be different because it looks paper thin, but it's actually, I mean, I'd say it's pretty decent. I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. It's not like the older Lego capes, you know what I mean, from the Lego minifigures like Lego Jedi. But it's similar to that, but maybe thicker. I do have a fear that this will crinkle the more you mess around with it over time, and I don't know if you'll be able to get those crinkles out unless you like press it with an iron. But then you have to worry about the two different I don't know what you call them, the two different I guess fabrics, if you will, because like this is all glossy on this side and then it's matte finish on the inside, which looks really nice. But if you were to crinkle it and if you were to try to like press it out, you might mess it up. So I'm not sure. If anybody's done it with this type of material, let me know. But yeah, I mean it's a really good sculpt, really good looking figure. But I did notice a few things as I was looking at the back of the figure. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Needless Things Audible Interlude podcast, go check them out. Dave, one of the co-hosts or the host, he did a review on this guy, and he actually took off the cape of the Serpentor because you can do that. So if you want to see the cape off Serpentor, go watch his review. I'm not going to do that with mine, but as you can see, I got a little blotch on Serpentor's butt there. Looks like some paint. I don't know if I can get that off, but there's that. And then it also looks like, I don't know if you can tell, but on the hood, my copy at least, it has a little bit of green that is, I guess, rubbing off on the hood. I guess from the cape. I don't know how in package maybe. I really don't know, but I really want to know if I can get that off maybe with some water or something or like a wet cloth. Uh, Hopefully it can come off because it's not enough to bug me. But the more I pay attention to it, the more I'm gonna think about it. But yeah, that is actually on my copy. But he moves great. He looks great. I mean, I'm just glad to have a Serpentor finally in my collection. And it's really not that bad of a figure. I mean, I know I just pointed out a few flaws, but it's probably something that I can fix. And not everybody's copy is going to look like that. But he holds his accessory fine, and it looks great. Like I said, I wish he came with a spear. That would have been super cool. But yeah, I mean, he looks awesome, and I'm really happy. I kind of want to collect more of these dudes, but it also comes down to the price point. These things are $20 a piece, which I think is pretty expensive. But then I also take into consideration, where Star Wars is at with their 3 3/4 line, the vintage collection. And yes, those figures are amazing, but $17 is just insane. And these guys are 20, so that's why I'm not all in. You know what I mean? So we'll take sci-fi here as a comparison. You can tell that the arms are skinnier on these newer O-ring figures, or at least this Serpentor. You would think his arms would be a little bit bigger. So they will look a little different with your other, like a Real American Hero G.I. Joes, but I think they fit in quite well. It's definitely interesting to see, and I literally about knocked over low light. It's interesting to see them side by side because the plastics do feel different. I don't want to say that one feels cheaper than the other, but like if I'm being honest, the Serpentor feels more solid. You know what I mean? And I guess that's honestly a good thing. So, when it comes down to it, like I'm not trying to justify the price, but if I were to buy this guy complete right now, he's gonna cost me double or triple what this guy costs right now. You know what I mean? So that's why I like the Super 7 O-Ring Joes. For the collectors that have all of the O-Ring figures from the original line, this probably doesn't mean too much to them. They're just collecting for nostalgic factors or for the new characters that are being introduced. You know what I mean? That haven't been made in the Real American Hero. I know they're all over those, but like for me, this is great because I'm getting a character that I never had, but in the like original O-Ring style, and I just love that. So I'm glad to finally have this one. I think this Serpentor is a great figure. Hopefully your copy isn't like mine, with a little bit of smudges and some weird things going on. But yeah, I think it's a great figure. I think you should definitely give this line a try if you're a G.I. Joe fan, especially to get those characters and the versions of characters that you never got in the original line. So yeah, I believe that'll be all, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this quick little review, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all stay blessed and stay frosty.